Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Lainey and this is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and today I am doing a Q&A. So I put a shout out for some questions on YouTube and on Instagram, and I've getting a bunch, so this may be a part, like a two-part. We'll see how it goes. So much a waffle, which I do. The reason I decided to do a Q&A is I have done one before a couple of years ago. I think it'll be 2 years ago next month. But also the reason I did it was because I've actually done over 500 videos on here, which is madness when I think about it. Yeah, I've uploaded, recorded and done over 500 different videos. So yes, so I thought I would give it a go and see what kind of questions came out, and I'll try my best to answer them all and hopefully not forget any. That'd be bad. Anyway, I shall start with so she's always flipping Mandy, or Mandy. She asked a few questions. So first is, I'm reading them off here by the way, so if I look like I'm slowly disappearing in the distance or something, I don't know. Yeah, it's because I'm reading off the screen. So she said, do you live alone apart from Jasper, of course? No, I don't live alone. I couldn't have Jasper if I was alone. My son lives here. He's 28 and hasn't left home yet. So yeah, my son and daughter used to live at home. My daughter moved in with her partner, and now it's just me, David and Jasper. So yeah, that's cool. How long have you lived at your current address? So that will be 9 years at Christmas. So I moved in here on the, was it the 10th of December? It was sometime in December. Something's telling me the 10th. I did used to know that, you know, but I can't remember. Yeah. How did you come across YouTube and become a YouTuber? And I also got a question from Rachel, which is Catkin Lane, which is, what inspired you to start making YouTube videos in the first place? So I thought, well, I'll put them together. I think there might have been another one as well, but now I can't see it, so I apologise. But if I get to it, you know, it's fine. So I don't really know how I came across YouTube, to be honest. I think it was probably what, 8 years ago maybe, when I started, and I did start watching YouTube, and the kids were always watching YouTube. I mean, I think it's now TikTok's the popular thing, isn't it? But at the time YouTube was the popular thing, and yeah, so I started to, because they would always show us something, oh look at this, watch this, whatever, you know what I mean. And then I just started looking at things myself on there, and I guess the reason, when I at that time, there would, you know, 8 years ago, there's, you know, or maybe 8 to 10 years ago, there was no way that I would have done YouTube, not in a million years, no way. It would have horrified me. Just having my photograph horrified me. So videos were just not going to be a thing. Yeah, it sort of, I think it was kind of like, obviously I started watching I think it was Nick and Andrea, and Ben Fitzpatrick. I started watching them because I always had an interest in reselling. There is a question somewhere with regards to that, so I'm trying to, like, I'll probably end up speaking them both, but anyway, and I had done a little bit of it like years ago with my sister, and then on my own a little bit as well. But because at the time I had so many mental health issues which were affecting me leaving the house, and then it got to the point where I wasn't leaving the house whatsoever, and my physical health was failing as well. I just wasn't able to do it, and I had to stop. But I've still always had that, all that. Still always loved that sort of thing. Go like when we were children, we always went to jumble sales, and we always went to charity shops. But my mum used to call them the second-hand shops. It's just what we called them. So we used to call them the seckies as a shorter terminology. Or I've heard people, or also the chazzers, like charity shops. So yeah, we always went to car boots, charity shops, jumble sales, church sales, whatever it was, and I absolutely loved the things you could get. And I remember getting a pair of roller boots for 10 pence in a church jumble sale thing, or and I bought some laces for them. That was the only thing that didn't have laces, and I got some laces for them on the way home, and they were like the best thing ever, and so things like that, I think it stays with you. And then I hate paying full price for anything. Like really don't like to. So yeah, that kind of went on to the explanation of like the see, this is my problem. I waffle it and then I go away from where I was, and I'm totally away from where I was now. So yeah, so after watching them, I then went on to watching, so I'm going to take it back here. After watching Nick and Andrea and Ben Fitzpatrick, I went on to watching loads of different people. So Caroline, Mrs. M, and then through Caroline, I think I got introduced to Carla, and then through Carla, I introduced to Lex, and it just sort of went on and on and on. And then, I started a blog. That's where I started really, about, because I didn't really chat in the side chats at first and things, or comment, in the first instances. I would just watch the videos, and then I went in a hospital and stuff, and then I started to comment and whatever, and I did my own blog. And then I did a thing where I wanted to, like, 50 things before I'm 50. I'm 46 now, 47 in June, and I wanted to do 50 things before I'm 50. And there weren't, the great things like people jumping out of airplanes or whatever, but one on the list was to make a YouTube video, and I never thought that I would continue doing them, you know what I mean? And it was through encouragement really of like Caroline and Carla and Lex and loads of other people, Nick and Andrea and whatever, just to do it. And so after many failed attempts, I think about 30 that I tried, and I can't do that one, eventually just thought, right, I'm just putting this one up, and I did. And weirdly, it's amazing how much confidence it's given us. So yeah, other people basically inspired us in a sense. It was something I wanted to do because it was a face and a fear, because like I said, I'd always, I hated taking photographs, never mind video, and the thought horrified us. But I wanted to sort of break that fear, which I've completely done now. So I hope that explains it, and a bit more, because I'm really bad at doing that, so I apologise. Andy also asks, where did you last holiday? In Margate, and that was 23 years ago. Yeah, I went to see a friend. My friend lived there, and David was 5, Laura was 3. Yeah, so he's 28 and she's 26. So yeah, it was about 23, 24 years ago. I know it was in the September, so it may be 24 years ago this September. And yeah, that was the last time. And it's probably, I've never been abroad. It's probably one of the very few places I've ever been, really. In fact, I could count it on my one hand we went caravanning when I was a kid, a couple of times. No, went caravanning when I was a kid when I probably was about 10 or 11, I think. Went the lakes, which I'd love to go back to, the Lake District. I've kind of passed through the outskirts of Scotland. I've been to Oldham. I've passed through Leeds. Yeah, haven't really done very much, to be honest, and I'm not sure whether I will, but you'll never know, dear. And the last question from Andy is, how many miles can RoboBitch manage on a charge? I don't know it in terms of miles. They say that fully charged it'll last 15 hours. However, I've never pushed it that far. I probably do 7 or 8 hours in it and then recharge it every time. Just because I don't want to be left somewhere stuck because of it. And plus also, although it says 15 hours, it depends. It also depends, because if you go up and down banks, apparently that takes up more charge, I guess. So yeah, it would also depend. And it's now, RoboBitch is now what, 5-year-old, 4 or 5-year-old, so that's probably depleted it a bit as well. But yeah, it's not too bad really, is it? I mean, it would take us a long time to get anywhere, you know, quite far, I suppose. Okay, thank you, Mandy, for your questions. Right, moving on. Chris Tyler said, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Do you know what? I love where I live. I love Sunderland. I can't, you know, I don't think I'd move. Maybe apart from like nearer the beach here. But I mean, I'm not far from the beach, what, 20 minutes or so, but and also if I was in a car, it would be less than like 5 minutes, you know what I mean? But like right on the seafront, I would like to live on the seafront so I could see the beach every day, that kind of thing. But then having said that, I'd like also to live somewhere with more greenery, so like more trees and stuff, where I may have the chance of seeing some like birds of prey or whatever, so like in the outskirts of somewhere, but still probably in Sunderland. I don't think I would leave. So yeah, sad that, innit? So Chris also says, have you ever had a nickname and what is it? So I've never had a nickname apart from Lainey, which is, I guess, is it a kind of a nickname? Not really, it's just sort of a change of my name really, which my parents started when I was a kid, but actually hated it. I hated being called Lainey when I was little. I much prefer it now, to be honest. But a lot of people do still call me Elaine, especially my family members and things, because they're used to it, you know. They sometimes, on the odd occasion, call me Lainey, just like, you know, but in the most part, not. Okay, next question from Chris is, what's the most unusual thing you've ever eaten? The most unusual thing I've ever eaten? Don't think I would eat anything really unusual. I'm like not very, I don't know, I tend to stick to what I know, pretty much. And I'm saying this, and I know that it's sort of like, I guess because like we have things like peas pudding and stuff that people don't have, so that people might class that as unusual because it's not something they have there, I guess. But I really don't think there's anything, you know, that's really unusual. No, I'm not that brave, and I don't do spice or hot or whatever, so yeah, probably not me. Chris also says, if you had a warning label, what would you say? God, if I had a warning label, what would it say? I don't know. What would I have on my warning label? What would people need to be warned about because of me? We'll need a translator. Will need to be translated because you don't speak English half the time. Don't think there's really need to be any warning. It's too, yeah. Don't feed after midnight. I don't know. I don't really know. I can't think of anything. That's really hard. What would you think my warning label would say, Chris? So, questions from Bad Wolf, which is Susan. Which of your videos is your favourite? Have I got that question further down as well? Yeah, also from Stephen, who stole 69 UK, he says, my question is, which of your 500 videos, which one was your favourite to do? Oh, that's a good question. I really enjoyed doing the Weird Crushes one. Don't know if anyone saw that, but I thought that was quite fun. I think most of the videos that I enjoy the most is where I'm doing things with other people. So like if it's just chatting and we're having a laugh and whatever, or where we're doing things for charity and whatnot, because that's always good, because it's amazing how amazing people are in terms of how they help and the fundraise and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know really. I don't think I could pick one exactly, maybe. Yeah, I suppose like I said, the Weird Crushes one was quite fun. I've done that many and you just forget, you know what I mean? You forget what you've done. So like without looking back and then go, oh yeah, I forgot I did that, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that might have changed. It's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, other than like all the stuff that's been done for charity, because they have always been cool and they've always been a lot of fun and a good laugh. Doing the Banish Bin, like, it's been amazing. Like I've loved doing the Banish Bin and hearing about everybody's different things they want to banish, and also doing it myself actually was quite fun. So yeah, that's all I can think of at the minute. Susan says, what are your plans for the future of your channel? I haven't a Scooby-Doo. I kind of just wing it, and that might have been noticed. I'm not very good at self-promotion. I'm not very good at anything. I have ideas. Sometimes I shouldn't have them, if you know what I mean. But like, yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'd like it to grow a little bit. It's got really stagnant recently. And like I said, I'm really bad at self-promotion. I'm not very good at that sort of thing. And yeah. So it has got a bit stagnant, where I've sort of gone up and down the same amount of subscribers. I would like to grow a little bit. That would be nice, just steadily, like not massively. I don't want to be, I don't want thousands and thousands. That would just like, yeah, mentally no. But yeah, it would be nice to think that I was growing so that people was interested in it, and it was sort of you know, for that reason, kind of thing. Um, so, you know, in terms of self-promotion, if you've got any friends or whatever who you think might like watching this, please share my channel. That was really bad, wasn't it? um, but yeah, I don't know. I'd like to keep evolving a little bit and keep doing new things. Obviously, at the minute, I'm doing the how not to craft stuff, and obviously we've got Banishment coming back, and I still like doing the quizzes, and I'd like to get a few more another game idea going probably eventually, and I really do like doing the day in the life stuff, which I didn't think I would, but I do, because it's also a snapshot back to me, to my life and stuff and what's happened, and you completely forget loads of stuff. It's sad really, but you do. And so they're really cool, and obviously yeah, just I'd really like to be able to do more new things, but again, it's like, you know, and I'd like to go new places, but because of there's limitations, so yeah, I don't really know is the answer to that. If you have any ideas, please tell us. Anyway, thanks for that question, Susan. And your last question, I do not speak very good. Anyway, your last question is, which is your favourite child? Now, if you ask this question to my children, David would say it was Laura, and Laura would say it was David. However, it's Jasper. He's not even my child. I'm just kidding. He's my fur baby, though. You know. No, you can't. Do you know what it is like? And I've said this, and David is adamant that every parent has a favourite child. David is adamant that that is the case, and you can't. You can't separate your children. It just doesn't work. You love them exactly the same, no matter what, you know, what they do, what they've done, or whatever. That love just doesn't change. You can't switch that off. It's not, you know what I mean. But I have different connections with my children, if that's a way of putting it, because David and me like football and whatever. He's very jokey, and he is quite sensitive and is quite like me in that sense. Laura is very much a sort of doer. She gets on with things. She's and we do have things in common as well. We like drag race and other stuff like that. So there's differences, but no, I can't give you an answer to that, Susan. I'm sorry, because there isn't one. I love them both exactly the same, and they're both my favourite, unless it's furry, and then that's just Jasper. Okay, next question. So the next question is from Nicola Pennell. These were all taken from YouTube, by the way. And it says, "Hello, Eleni. I was wondering what your thoughts on spirituality are. Please, thank you." Very polite, Nicola. Very polite. I'm not really sure. Is that a thing? I assume spirituality is sort of believing in a higher power and something bigger than ourselves, I guess. Maybe. I'm not really. I'm going to be honest, and I don't really know. If that makes sense. I am. What am I? I'm not religious. So I mean, I don't know if you mean like spirituality as in afterlife and things like that. So I'm not really sure on what sense, but I think the way I view things is that try not to hurt anyone, and I'm probably explaining this all wrong, because I'm not very good at stuff like this, but yeah, I don't believe in religion, and but is there a higher power? It's like Mother Nature, the world, nature in itself is just like a magical power, like, which I've only just discovered, I guess. I just sort of see things as like, you know, I know sometimes in life you can't help hurting someone, in the sense of, say, like, someone loves you but you don't love them and blah blah blah, that, you know, unfortunate type of thing. But in general, I just like try not to hurt anybody. I viewed the world, I think everyone should look at life through a lens sometimes, you know, like, because it's just, you know, what's around you is amazing. Like, you just, it's yeah, I'm not really sure how to explain how I feel properly, because I'm not very good at stuff like that usually, especially when I think that there's a chance I'll get stuff wrong. But I really don't, I'm really not sure. I believe in karma and fate, so if they're parts of spirituality, I'm not really sure. I believe in the power of positive thinking. I believe in, I'm so tempted to go I was so tempted to go, when I said I believe in I think our love, I was so tempted to go there. Yeah, because I've never really sort of thought about it all, life, the universe and everything. I know what I tend to know what I can't explain what it is that I am. I don't really know. Like, I can't explain how I feel about things. I can't explain what I mean, spirituality at one point was a very religious thing, wasn't it? And I know that in modern times it's not thought of in the same way. But I suppose, yeah, is it just like things are, you're a tiny dot in this huge thing, aren't you? We are, I guess. Yeah. I'm really bad at explaining this, and I'm sorry, Nicola. But yeah, I know what I mean. I hope you get something from that, what I just said, hopefully. Anyway, that's the last question I'm going to do for now, because I'm going to do this as a two-part, because it's already on quite a few minutes and I don't want to make it too long. So yeah, I shall I'm going to do the second part right now, so yeah. It won't seem like it's been 2 seconds for you, because I'll probably put them out a day after each other, like, yeah, one day after the other. I'll speak words one day. So yeah, so I'm not sure when I'll get this out. Hopefully I might try and get it out for tonight. If not, we'll see. But thank you to everyone who asked questions. As I said, there will be a part 2. In the meantime, if you're not subscribed and you would like to, then please do, so much appreciated. I will put another video, no I won't, I'll put it there. Am I there? Yeah, I'll put a video up here somewhere. Yeah, and if you'd want to watch that, please do. Other than that, I'll see you for part 2. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.